Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
Hey guys, thanks for downloading the show. It's the second episode in the Festival of Friendship, and I said that I would be making announcements each week leading to the Thanksgiving episode. I didn't expect to have one on this show, but I just found out that I made it to Spotify, which is really hard to get on, and I'm really, really happy that I was able to do that. So as of today, this episode is literally available everywhere podcasts are available. I've said that for a long time, and I actually thought a few times about just throwing in, except Spotify. I thought, that kind of sounds stupid. I don't really want to shine a light on that, but now we're everywhere. So if you are listening to this on Twitter or Facebook, you can get the show on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, SiriusXM, Spoke app, and Spotify. So that's pretty awesome. And this episode's probably going to be a little shorter than usual. I've had a lot of things come up in the last 24 hours that I got to take care of as soon as possible. But as you heard in the intro, this is the Dumbass of the Year episode for October. Benny couldn't be on the show today, but joining me now is the person who was on the very first Dumbass of the Year episode, and that's Mama Kate. How you doing?
I've been on the first of every episode.
That's right.
I'm just the go-to, the backup.
No, I wouldn't say the
I'm
backup.
the backup. Yeah.
The go-to was right, though. Everything that we do on the show, I either try to make sure you're the first, or somehow we just stumble into it.
Yeah, it just works out that way.
One or the other. Because you were on... Well, I can't just say you were on the first martial law episode. So far, you've been on every martial law episode. Which that's almost has to change.
Yeah.
We might as well call it Katie's in Court with Someone.
Well, I did change my Twitter handle to Mama Kate is Angry because it seems like everything I tweet about is just me being angry. Like I took it away from Facebook because people are like, I just want to see pictures of your dinner and kids and kittens and puppies. I'm like, all right, fine. If that's what you're focused on, I'll take my real stuff to Twitter. So that's been more Twitter active, but it's mostly just me being angry.
Well, last time you were on the show was that episode of Martial Law with Choo Choo Stew. And he's been on another episode of Martial Law since then.
I know.
And that was with UFC Hall of Famer Dan the Beast Severn. And because of the song that Stu sung, I think it's fair to say for his punishment, but I think we all make our own choices in life, and Stu didn't have to do something as fucked up as sing that song. It was horrible. I love the people of Michigan, especially now that I know Dan lives so close to me. And Dan came on, and Dan kicked Stu off the show. If you go to WeDon'tHaveCookies.com, Stu's profile is gone.
Wow.
So Stu's out. How do you feel about Stu being off the show now?
I guess I should feel sad or maybe guilty.
To be fair,
responsible, but I don't.
I was trying to decide what Stu's punishment should be, and I talked to Mama Kate, and she sent me a link to the song that I had Stu sing.
I did. Well, I'm not admitting to anything. I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment rights. Which I realize this is an international court, but we still have Fifth Amendment rights, right? The Constitution still reigns supreme here in Ohio.
Yeah. And, if Stu would have been a little more prepared, he could have pled the Fifth.
That's true.
Maybe he'd still be here today.
That's true.
So now I'm blaming that on Stu, too.
It's really all his fault.
He needs a lawyer.
He had to choo-choo on out of here.
He needs a lawyer. That's what he needs.
He should have known better than to come up against me. He should have known I would win. I'd take him down.
And just in case anybody missed the last episode, Dan the Beast Severn is now the bailiff for the martial law episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a hell of an announcement. That's hard to believe that somebody of that caliber is now my bailiff.
Would want to be your bailiff.
Yeah. So take that, Judge John Hodgman.
There you go.
We are officially the highest comedy court in the world.
Yeah.
And if John Hodgman wants to come on the show and dispute it, he's more than welcome. The door is open.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like for that to happen, actually. I'd
Oh,
like
I'd
to
love
have
for
John
that to
Hodgman
happen.
on here. He's a
Yeah.
good guy, so
I enjoy John Hodgman.
yeah. Well, I have a this or that scenario from our friends over at the This or That podcast. The question is, and I was really hoping Benny would be here just
Mhm.
because of this question,
Mhm.
because we're two guys.
Once again, I'm just the backup
Well-
disappointment, you know.
It's because we're both two heterosexual guys, and I really wanted to see how this question was going to go. Would you rather go on a date with Captain America or Iron Man?
I guess Iron Man. I don't think I would enjoy being with Captain America. He's too good, I think. I don't know. It just annoy me.
See, that's where I have to differ. I would go with Captain America because I'm clearly not into it. And I think he would be enough of a gentleman to still treat me nice
That's
And-
true. Even though he wasn't going to get anything
Yeah.
out of it.
and let me go home at night. I think Iron Man would just take it
Yeah.
and be like, I'm sorry, this is how it's going to go. And I don't
I
think
would
there's any
that
escape
Iron Man
from
has
Iron
enough
Man.
options that he doesn't have to be a rapist.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I mean,
But,
but you never know how,
Yeah.
you know, different people get their jollies. I guess I'm just one of those rare people that doesn't give a crap about superheroes like,
yeah,
at all.
I think
I
the
just-
last two times you've been on, or at least it seems like the last two times I've done the this or that scenarios, there's been superheroes
Mhm.
involved.
And
somehow.
yeah, and I always say the same thing. For me, it's just it's too much. Like it's too many stories. I didn't read comics. It's too much to keep track of. Who has what power? This power.
It seems like the more people that get introduced, the powers just diminish a little bit every time.
Well, exactly.
Because I like the Marvel movies and things like
Mhm.
that. I'm not so big on the shows on Netflix, but the one dude who just shoots arrows,
Yeah.
that to me seems like that could be anybody. You know, I don't know where the
He could just be a really
superpower
good
is.
archer.
yeah,
I don't know if that classifies as superpowers.
right. Spider-Man, I get it. The
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk, I get it. Iron Man, I mean, even though he doesn't have superpowers, he has a badass suit. This dude's
Yeah.
just shooting a really cool bow and arrow. It's not impressive to me. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm just not immersed enough into that world to
Yeah.
know, but
It's a fine line between superpower and just really cool.
yeah. So what have you been up to since you were last on the show? Have you still quit smoking cigarettes, or are you still doing the vape pens and all
Yeah,
that?
yeah. You know, honestly, at this point in time, I feel like I'm not sure why I've quit smoking. It turns out I'm the world's most useless human being. I can't get a job to save my life, even with a college degree and manage 6 children. I can't even get a call or an interview. And I'm like, at this point, I have no retirement. I don't even qualify for Social Security because I haven't worked enough. I'm going to be a drain to my kids and my husband.
Well, thank God you got 6 of them.
Yeah.
At least one of them's going to help
I
you
mean,
out.
that's the hope.
Yeah.
You know, you just hope they all stay out of prison. They all have jobs. You know, one's going to be gay, and you hope one's rich. That's my expectations. And I'm fine.
That's
Like
reasonable.
that's great. Yeah, like that's all I hope. Like, don't be an asshole. That's my only goal as a parent. So, I'm like, why did I quit smoking? I might as well die at 60. What am I hanging on to? You know?
I got you.
I have no job, no use. As my kids get older, they need me less and less. I spend a lot of time sitting at home and crocheting things that nobody wants. But I'm so just in general depressed that like nothing's funny. So I don't even have any comedy to like take out on the road. I'm just depressed with the world in general. Trump being president is just, I mean, seriously, has thrown me under the bus. Every day, because I'm a news junkie, so every day reading what's going on in the world is just more and more depressing. I'm like, we're all going to die. You know, Trump's going to kill me way before Marlboro Lights will. So why am I bothering at this point?
Every Tuesday at 10 p.m., I always think of you when I watch American Horror Story Cult.
Why?
You just have to watch it. But you also got a cat too.
Yeah.
Since you were, well, we talked about it a little bit when you were on last time.
Yeah. He wants nothing to do with me. This cat isn't interested in me at all.
He's a Republican.
Yeah, exactly. He has gravitated towards my 14-year-old, who is the most right wing of us, I guess. I don't know if it's just an effort to piss me off. But the cat hangs out with him. He doesn't want anything to do with me. I mean, even my cat thinks I'm useless. He's like, you're just the bitch that scoops my poop.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to make a drug deal. I have tons of fresh catnip that I'm giving Mama Kate.
It does feel like a drug deal.
It does.
Yeah, on a major scale, because I hope I don't get pulled over with my grocery sack of dried catnip.
I have a whole washstand rack full of catnip dry. I just happened upon these plants. It wasn't like I went out and bought them and I'm trying to
I
start
don't
some
believe
grow
it.
operation.
I don't believe it. I just want people to know that Jason has a cat chair in his living room. Like next to his desk is a little chair that's for his cat. I want you to take a picture of that chair and show people to see that I'm not full of shit. Jason is a crazy cat person. They have conversations. They have like secret signals.
I'm sure they believe you if they're a long time listener.
Yeah.
Because if people remember, I actually made him his own room.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Which is he ever in? Does he ever go in his own room?
No, the couch blocks it. So
yeah.
That kind of got ruined. That's okay. All right, guys.
You just have to get rid of that couch.
Yeah.
You're going to have to move to a love seat. Can't have my cat's room blocked.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll crown a Dumbass of the Year for October.
And now, Comedy A Go-Go presents Fake Advice for New Comics.
If you had a bad set, remember, don't blame yourself. It's the audience fault.
Want to contact the show? Send an email to jason@wedon'thavecookies.com or call 929-266-9342 and leave a voicemail.
All right, we're back. And
Are we back? Are you recording?
Yeah.
Are you really? I want proof.
Yeah. Yeah, I started right as soon as we went to, not too long after we went to break, just to be safe.
Yeah.
I try to make sure that I record as much as I can, which is a good thing because one of my favorite episodes was with Kenny Bolin.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one that I just happened to turn the recorder on. And now I try to do that as much as possible just to make sure shit doesn't go south.
Well, that episode with me and Stu, the one was just us talking while you were getting ready because you didn't start recording when I was here.
Yeah, me and you had a pretty good 1 hour show.
Yeah, it was a solid amount of time. And then we stop.
And some good topics.
Which you don't know about because you weren't here and Jason didn't record it.
And I think I nominated myself for Dumbass of the Year. No, I can't remember. I don't think I did. I've already been nominated twice. I'm not putting myself up a third time. But an unofficial nominee is the woman from Louisiana who baked a cake for a police officer that said, "Sorry, I tried to bite you on it." She was the loser in the first ever Guest Choice Dumbass of the Year. That was on a couple of weeks ago with Stuart Rice. You can go check that out in the archives.
You know, sometimes when you're sober, you feel really guilty about stuff.
Yeah. And she seemed to feel really, really guilty about it. And she seemed like she might have had a crush on the guy.
Oh, yeah.
And everything that she posted on Facebook about it has mysteriously vanished.
Really?
So,
maybe they started dating and he's like, would you please, take that off for beginnings of our relationship? I don't want your friends to look at me like this. And then they made up a new cover story of like how he helped her home when she was drunk.
The next is one of my favorite people. I wanted to try to get her on the show, but I kind of felt bad and it seemed like everybody was getting a hold of this lady. Maybe I'll try it anyway, but it was a woman who owns a restaurant in California, and there was actually a trending hashtag on Twitter about her called Popeyes Gate. where she was reserving Popeye's chicken at her restaurant. So much,
That's a bold move.
yeah, so much to where she was getting 2 huge things every day to bring back to her restaurant.
And Popeyes didn't wonder. I mean, what? Somebody doesn't have that many events, you know?
So she did a shitload of interviews, which you can hear me go over in the archives. My favorite quote of hers was, "It's the best chicken." So she had to have it at a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's the best chicken.
Well, yeah, but then
I named the episode "The Best Chicken" because of that woman.
That's a bold move.
Yeah.
That's really.
Yeah, it is. It's just surprising that she would get caught, not understand what the problem is,
Yeah.
and constantly say,
She's not
"It's
a
the best
lawyer."
chicken." One of my favorite quotes was she said that she doesn't have a proper working kitchen and she can't fry chicken.
Then you're not a restaurant.
Exactly. I don't want to go over too much that we said on that episode, but how the hell can you admit to a news outlet that you don't have a proper kitchen in your fucking restaurant? And why would you even put chicken on the menu?
First of all, where are the health inspectors in on this? Like, how is
Yeah.
Second of all, I wonder if it was like customers like, hey, this really seems like Popeye's chicken. Like, did somebody bring
That's
her
how it-
down?
that's
Like
how
a
it came
reporter
up,
or
yeah.
something was like, there's something fishy about this.
Well, somebody ordered the chicken
Mm-hmm.
and they were eating it, and then they see somebody come in with a bunch of Popeyes boxes.
They were like, wait a second.
I'm eating Popeye's chicken with my waffles, and you charge me $2 more than I could have got a full meal at Popeye's.
Yeah.
Which you can't expect her to lower the price. So that, I think, is kind of a shitty argument that she's charging more. She has to. At the very least,
Exactly. She can't. She's never going to get her kitchen fixed.
she's got to
She
pay
break
for the
it
gas
even.
to go get it. That's where the increase comes in. It's
I just don't
gas
understand
money.
how Popeyes didn't catch on to this sooner. They think that she's running a catering business. I mean, nobody has that many events. Like, she walking in every day with a new story, like, oh, grandma died, so
Twice a day.
Exactly. I guess she's, sending in other people too, like, hey.
It's incredible. And she would serve the chicken strips and the regular fried chicken.
Wow.
I've seen people who are customers there say that they don't really mind, that it is really good chicken and it complements the waffles really well. And one of the main reasons they're there is just because of the ambiance of the place.
Oh. Does Popeyes serve chicken and waffles? I don't know,
No.
because I never
No,
had it.
but this always annoys me. One day I'm going to go to Popeyes and I'm going to do this. I'm going to order a combo number 1 because there is no number 1 on the menu. It starts at number 2 and I have no idea why. And every time I go, I always tell my wife, order me a number 1. I want to know what a number 1 is. I want to know if they know what a number 1
is. Yeah. Man, now I'm hungry for chicken.
It does sound good. And it is the best chicken. Which, ironically, I had Popeyes the day that I did that story.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, because you're like,
Well, the last nominee, we only have 2, and it is my former neighbor, Jeff, for trying to overcharge me on the limestone for my driveway, constantly putting it off. And he made this weird, emasculating, misogynist comment. I guess that's how I was supposed to take it. I think it had to be, he was trying to make it one way or
Oh,
another.
was that the one that did get recorded?
That's when I nominated him.
Oh, okay.
This is where we're deciding who the actual month winner is. And he said something about, I forget now.
You need to ask your wife.
Yeah, he was like, oh, your wife's the boss now, or something like that. And I thought, she's the only one who wants you to do this job. That's why I'm asking her, because for the last week or 2 that you've been putting me off, I've been trying to go with somebody else, and she wants to keep it local and all this hippie stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of you, and I'm ready to go to, I don't know if Walmart sells it, but I'm going to find out. Fuck you.
I'm gonna buy 300 individual bags of rocks.
Yeah, those rocks you can buy that have the hidden thing for you to hide a key in? That's my whole fucking driveway. Good luck finding the one.
See, I was thinking like aquarium rocks,
Nope,
you know?
we're going
'Cause
with
it
key
gives
rocks.
you, like blue and green, and you mix it up. It's all rainbow colored.
I like my idea. I know exactly which one it is. Good luck for you finding it. But it is out there. If you want to break in my house, you can search through the hundreds.
It'd be easier just to bust a window.
You get a prize if you do it.
Yeah, if you win.
Yeah.
Every weekend, there's 20 kids out there trying to find the key.
I have a safe that's bolted to the floor, and I included the key in there. So you get an extra prize.
Nice.
All right. So out of those two, who do you think we should pick to be the dumbass of the year? We got the Popeyes lady and the dumbass limestone guy.
I don't know. That's tough.
My big thing is she told two separate people that she doesn't have a working kitchen. And I don't know why the fuck you would ever tell somebody while you're being...
Well, you're serving food.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I mean, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I can kind of understand why she felt she could buy their... I mean, she was serving it in a different product. It's not like she was saying this is my hand-breaded homemade fried chicken. She clearly wasn't trying that hard to hide it, or they would be carrying in boxes of Popeyes, you know, while customers are eating.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the fact that you would be like, well, I can't make chicken because my kitchen doesn't work. Well, then you're not a fucking restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, that's just...
And the other guy, I don't know how you thought you were going to seal the deal on the sale by saying something so stupid.
Yeah.
And then when I did have another company, I went with an actual company, not just a guy I know.
A guy with a truck.
Yeah. And they gave me a receipt for where they bought the limestone.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to charge me, I don't know, about a third more, which is pretty substantial.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand 10 to 15%.
It just sounds shady.
You're a friend of mine, or I thought you were a friend of mine. I get it.
Not a friend of yours.
Yeah. But when I can go with a corporation that has fleets of trucks, you know the price is going to be higher, or you would think, unless somebody's trying to scam you.
Yeah.
And I got 22 tons. This guy was going to get 16, and I paid less, and they delivered it in one truck, all that stuff.
But see, I don't think he wasn't. See, I think this is where we got to get into what dumbass of the year really is at its core. And at its core, it's about somebody who is a dumb ass, not someone who is an asshole. So there's a difference. Like the Popeyes lady, that's a dumbass move. You know what I mean? That shouldn't have been your first route.
One of my favorite things is she went to some place in Atlanta, and apparently it was the first time she ever had Popeye's chicken. Mm-hmm. And she was quoted saying that she went to Atlanta, had this Popeye's chicken, and said, "Aha, this is the chicken I have to sell at my restaurant."
But see, she just went about it the wrong way, which, I mean, if you're a dumbass, you would be like, what's the problem? They got their money for the chicken. I'm using it
hours later.
Yeah, which is, yeah. But if people enjoy that, then, I mean, I guess it's their right to buy it. That's what was my thought. I'm like, how is this chicken still warm? How is it still tasty? But okay, where was I going with this?
I think that we were both going to agree that we love this lady.
Yeah.
And although we love her, she is October's dumbass of the year.
Yeah.
Limestone
Jeff
story.
was just an asshole.
Yeah.
He's just a shady character who should not, you know, just because your friend has a truck doesn't mean he's a good businessman, I guess is what I'm saying.
All right, guys. Well, do you got anything you want to promote before we go? I ask you this every time.
Except you usually say plug, and now I noticed you've changed it to promote because you're tired of me saying my butt.
No, actually.
No, I have nothing to promote. I'm in my living room watching TV. If people want to follow me on Twitter, Mama Kate is angry now, not Mama Kate comedy, because really there's no comedy in my life at this point right now. But if you just want to be nice and like cheer me up, that'd be great.
So make sure you go to Mama Kate is Angry on Twitter. And that's it for us. If you're listening to the show on Facebook or Twitter, you can subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, SiriusXM Spoke app, Spotify, and everywhere podcasts are available officially today. So make sure you subscribe now. You don't want to miss an episode. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon.
listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review. See you next time.
I'm going to be a drain to my kids and my husband.